Hello, chat. Alright, chat. Let me let you down. Oh, it has to recalibrate when you join the server? Huh, odd. Alright, so let me tell you what we did last time. It was pretty eventful. Last episode, we built this, and yes, look. You guys can bully me, and you can call it garbage, because it looks like hot garbage, but this thing is packaging up all the turbo fuel. Now, in my defense, this is way better than just, you know, deleting it. The reason I'm doing this is because... Oh, and I think we just got... Oh my gosh, I'm like... I look at this, I'm like, dude, how am I ever going to get this many points? But dude, you can actually get a ton if you just sink this entire thing's production and turbo fuel. This is, like, getting points is easy when you really think about it. Well, it is easy when you get 607,000 points a freaking minute. Huh, it's actually working. It really is loading all the rubber out. I guess it's gonna go take it and bring it over. That's cool. $600 items a minute, 609 minute, 625, 609. That's pretty good. As long as we get 1200, we're actually getting a tad bit over 1200 minutes. So that's great. You know what I'm about doing? What if I built container crates in between the lines that, and on the lines that distribute the water, distribute the fuel, and distribute the crates, and use them as quote-unquote buffers. If you really think about it, that's actually a pretty good idea. So I think, in my opinion, I'm very close to getting this place done. I'm sorry if I have not progressed any phases. It's just, okay, so these are all calibrated. So let's see. These should all add up essentially to 300 a minute, which we're getting like probably like 95, right? Probably not, like 90 to 95% efficiency. I'd rather sync all these, you know, in my opinion. It's better to sync them than to just delete the fuel. Now there is an exception. This little tank right here. I'm just gonna go do something at home. At home base. Let's look at these 4 pipes. They all should be carrying 300 a minute. That's great. They should all hit their max. That's okay if it's not saturated, in my opinion. Looks like these are all doing good. We might be getting 100% throughput. God, my chair needs WD-40. Also, we should get 100% throughput as if each one of these 4 belts reads 300. What the hell? How is that possible? We should not be getting 300 a minute. Look at that, right here, the plastic looks like it's doing fine. These throughput monitors look like they'll be doing very, 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 very well when it comes to the terms of monitoring throughput. Because if you know your rates, then you can easily monitor and see what your efficiency is looking like. I guess it's like, I almost consider this peak efficiency, in my opinion. Yes, sucks to see all this turbo fuel go like this, but hey, you know what? Better than just burning it. Look. If we really wanted to, I think we can actually use these tickets to buy them back. But at a reduced rate. So... I just want to remove this. Every time we get rid of the turbo fuel here, we earn ourselves an hour that this place can take to fill up. Now here's what we do. Let's check these again. Our rubber looks a bit fine. I think sometimes we might actually be getting 100% throughput. The system might have actually stabilized itself. No. Did it? Oh shit, I ran out of biofuel. I should definitely add buffers. That might actually help. Like, not just buffers, but like crates as buffers, if you get what I mean. Guys, I think the system has stabilized itself. Now, turbo fuel offers shorter fuel time. It offers shorter air time than normal fuel, but look what turbo fuel does. Makes it go up a lot faster. Damn. Hey man, it's me again. No. Did we? No, we didn't do it. It's... There's no way. It's doing it. It's... I think it's stabilizing itself. I think it stabilized itself, chat. Yes, but I don't think there is between console and whatever. Chat. I think it stabilized. I think it... I'm actually about to shed a tear. Hours of work, and it's stabilizing itself. We're getting 100% throughput. I've spent 3 weeks on this facility that's finally working. Yes! Yes! I think it actually works. Check these things. 300, 300, 300, 300. Optimal output. These are a little bit low, but I'm pretty sure it might be a mild margin of error thing. I think I did it, chat. There might be a little bit of something right here. I don't know why these are not at 300 a minute each. I wonder if that's just throughput error. Like there's... Oh my god, chat. Do you know what that means? We just built a facility that produces 1,500 cubic meters of turbo fuel every single minute. By the way, we are generating so much turbo fuel right here, I could keep flying with my jetpack, and we can't consume it fast enough. We're producing more than we could possibly ever consume. That's enough power to supply 50 gigawatts. That is enough electricity to power the state of Illinois several times over. Every wind turbine, nuclear generator, coal turbine, and solar panel in this state can't generate the amount of power that this facility will soon make. No way, chap. And there it is. Give me a second. I'm not gonna see your chat for a second. Let me go back to when I first took photos of me building this place. Oh my gosh. Let's see, construction of this facility started roughly around... Excuse me. I started the construction of this facility around December 27th, 2025. It is currently 10:02 p.m. January 17th, 2025. That is 2 weeks. That felt like 3 months. We just upgraded this facility to generate up to 50 gigawatts, but 40 net gigawatts. It works. There's a little bit of a choke right there. I wonder why. That might lead to a minor, like, choke. Dude, even if this facility only generated, if we only burned a quarter of this energy, or if we only burnt a quarter of the turbo fuel made by this facility, only a fifth, it would generate more power than my previous facility would. Only a quarter, and it would generate more power. I remember I was watching Stranger Things Season 5 when I said, oh shit, I could literally turn everything I have into turbo fuel. Oh, in chat, it gets save some for drone logistics. No. Hey, my burning. Okay, why not save some? Here's the thing. I have spoiled myself a little bit. I heard of a thing called rocket fuel. If we do this, ready for this? Ready for this? I'm going to tell you my ingenious idea. By the way, technically, guys, we could run all this turbo. We could run that pipe and burn this turbo fuel in those generators, and it'll still work. But I'm not going to do that because we're going to demolish these generators. We're going to upgrade them to the FGC 7-545X2s. What does that mean? FGC fuel generator cell 7 gigawatts, 545, 5 at the bottom, 4 in the middle, 5 at the top. Keep production free. Oh my god! Not you, by the way. Don't beat yourself up. That's just YouTube software. I don't know what happened right here. I guess maybe it's being choked for the turbo fuel's being choked. I mean, as long as these are going at 300 a minute, I think we're good. I think the reason they're not working like 100% efficiently is because this was thrown together just to get rid of the turbo fuel. This system is not supposed to be professional. It was just made to get rid of it. Christ, can you imagine the amount of carbon dioxide we're putting in the air with this bullshit? My sister, my old science teacher, I used to have, not like she was old, like, you know, I used to have her. But my sister is actually allergic to sulfur. So was one of my science teachers. But a science teacher allergic to sulfur is kind of nuts. Let's check these fuel crates. Okay. Okay. That's good. This could be problematic. It seems to be stabilizing. This buffer, we may have to keep an eye on it. 122.4. It looks like it's roughly balanced. So nothing more is going to go in and nothing is going to come out. We could always throw in a couple we could always splice in a line and we can unpack fuel. I actually have a ton of packed fuel that we removed from the line. Because here's the problem, we had too many crates and it was just jamming the line. It wouldn't let the fuel unload, and then the fuel back up, and the HR back up. So here's the thing. Imagine like a line of people. If one person on the line stops, everybody behind them stops. If one of these sequential processing units stops, everything behind it will stop and everything will clog and it will mess everything up. Which means everything needs to be balanced perfectly. Everything needs to be buffered perfectly. Huh, that one buffer down there is actually kind of messing up a tad bit. However, I don't think I'm majorly concerned about it. Yeah, 122.4. It's gonna go down, but it's probably gonna go back up. Watch this. 122.4. Ready? Yeah, I went to 122.4. I mean, if I really want to feel better, my machines right here, my buffers should be filled. This line, this is a little bit concerning here. I'm gonna attempt a splice in. I just want to let anybody know that whoever made the sound design for this game, you need a raise. You just need a raise. Chunk. Unpackaged fuel. So we're gonna do what I like to call a splice in. If you don't know what a splice means, it means, like, for example, when you have a wire and you want to, like, connect it, you just kind of connect it to it. So we're splicing in. Have you ever heard of a particle accelerator sound? No, but particle accelerators are ridiculously complex. Hell, some people have even gotten shot by them. This one dude poked his damn face in because one of the lights that was supposed to warn that it was off burnt out, and well, gone. He didn't die. He actually lived to be he lived a full, healthy life. I think he's still alive. No, I've heard about him. You know, particle accelerators are one of the most complex machines. The goal of alchemy was to transmute materials into gold. Well, we kind of did it because, well, we use particle accelerators, but we make radioactive gold that won't last. Oops. Exit triangle. Turbo fuel does not last a lot in the jetpack. However, it makes up because it gives good horizontal, So in my state, we have a place called Aurora, Illinois, and under that is a gigantic particle accelerator. Particle accelerators work by accelerating particles to nigh the speed of light. The reason why the speed of light is the fastest... the reason why the speed of light is the fastest is because it's literally the lightest a particle can get. And we can prove that because the fastest we can accelerate particles is within 3 meters a second of the speed of light. We can actually accelerate things that like literally with 99.99999999999% the speed of light. This is what I like to call a splice in. But yeah, literally just go to Google Earth and search up Aurora, Illinois. I don't even know how to spell Aurora. I'll show you it on Google Earth. You can literally see the circle. I think it was one of the first particles. I don't know. Might have been one. Yeah, I think it might have been one of the first in the United States, at least. Really cool device. Good thing I kept this fuel on hand. So we're just gonna splice in. So what's gonna end up happening is it's gonna net fill up. Very good thing we actually kept this fuel on hand. I'm about to say, I imagine if you could sloop this, that would be broken. Because you could sloop and get double the fuel, and then package it up and double and literally get infinite energy. That would literally break any other energy if you could sloop the unpackaged fuel. That would literally not just be game breaking. That would deteriorate the game. Water. It's water. You know what I've always wondered? I wonder if the fuel is like a low-grade type of fuel, because I did some calculations, and the amount of fuel that would be required to burn a 250 megawatt generator is so much lower. Like the consumption of like gasoline or diesel would be so much lower. So I wonder if fuel is actually like a relatively like energy-poor fuel. But you want to hear something pretty cool? So, did you know that I actually have a You know, guys, someone asked, can I see your, can you see my high voltage battery certificate? That answer would be yes. Yes, you can. And here it is, chat. I have a certificate with a I have a certificate in high voltage batteries. High voltage battery technician. It's pretty cool if you think about it. And soon I'll hopefully get my certificate in wind energy technology. But what I can tell you is that a watt, if you have a 1 watt appliance, that is a joule per second. If I have a light bulb and it's at 8 watts, it is consuming 8 joules per second. That is actually why you can actually convert things. See, look, megajoules, that sounds like a lot of, actually, that is kind of a lot of energy if you really think about it. But let's see, we got 2,000 megajoules. So you could power a 2,000 megawatt device for 1 second for every cubic meter of fuel. So let's say, not wrong, let's say we want to burn a megawatt, right? 2,000 divided by 1. And if we had a 1 megawatt appliance, we could run, each turbo fuel can run a 1 megawatt appliance for about 33 minutes. It sounds like a lot, but that's only one. So again, a megawatt, if I'm not wrong, is actually a megajoule per second. A megawatt hour is a megawatt load burned over a hour. Let's say, 2,000, let's say, what are we doing? 1,000,000 times 3,600. So let's see, if I'm not wrong, a megawatt, you need to supply 360,000, no, 360 million, or yeah, 360 million joules. And by the way, that sounds intimidating, but a joule of energy is very minute. Like, a joule of energy is like that. A joule of energy is burnt in these light bulbs up here. They burn a joule of energy roughly every, like, 0.15 seconds. They burn about, actually those are 8 watt bulbs, so they actually burn about 8 joules per second. Now a watt, if you get 1,000 watts, you get the kilowatt. If you get 1,000 kilowatts, you get the megawatt. And if you put 1,000 megawatts, you get the gigawatt. And if you get 1,000 gigawatts, you get the terawatt. Which is, a terawatt is an absolutely gargantuan amount of energy. That could power several hundreds of thousands of motors. If you have an appliance that is at 1 watt and you run it for an hour, you have burnt 1 watt hour. If you run a kilowatt appliance that burns 1,000 watts for an hour, you burn a kilowatt hour. In Illinois, a kilowatt hour costs about 15 cents. We actually have relatively cheap power here in Illinois. I think we're kind of like at the middle ground. There's a lot of states that have more expensive power, but there's also a lot of states that have more cheaper power. So we're kind of not bad. Not terrible. Ow, my legs. I should definitely pack some turbo fuel with me on missions. That way I can quickly switch to it to get quick ground. And if I can't, boom, switch to here. I don't care how much fuel I pack. I always pack that. If I ever do another playthrough, I will always get myself a nice, what do you call it? What's going on over here? Might have too many crates. Wait a second. Ah, wasn't even connected. My dumbass. Look at that. That's why it was choking on fuel. It's because it wasn't balanced because one of them wasn't. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Rule number one about when you build shit like this. Check everything. I don't care how smart you are. I consider myself pretty smart. I'm not as in like me trying to be a dick. But look, even I messed up. Like that wasn't done. There was a pipe that literally wasn't connected down there. There was a couple issues I had to root out. Also, if you really want to make sure your system's going 100% efficiency, go and check by these dudes right here. 100%. Or you can do a throughput, and if it constantly hits your calculated throughput, you're good. I actually, what the hell? How did it back up? I drained these entire fluid buffers and they're all filled up. See, the rate's going in. We may have some minor backups at the top. Excuse me. So, I think, oh shit. Yep, see this one's suffering the issue. I think I may actually have to, this one's 100%, wonder why. Yeah, see, look, I can't, it's having problems with the output. These, I think the only issue I have right now is my HOR production. Yeah, these ones at the end are kind of suffering. Even though I tried to delete these. And I know exactly why. It is a flaw with the HOR distribution line. You see, if you actually look closely, and you have a keen eye, you may have noticed that the HOR from the top comes down the bottom. That right there, this pipe in this system is the biggest cause for that issue. Jump. That right there, I think, is my only issue. I'm also probably going to add some valves because the valves in this game act as needle valves and check valves in series. Now, if you play this game, you might want to know what the hell in series and in parallel is. Series and parallel can refer to the orientation of different loads in a electrical, hydraulic, pneumatic, or a production chain. For example, if we have, this can apply with pipes, electrical circuits, everything. You see, if you have this, if you have something in series, that means everything goes in and out of one point. Part in series is in a line. If it is in parallel, that means the line splits and goes to multiple things. For example, of course, everything is in series. Yeah, that's expected. For example, every one of your machines should be in series, in parallel, because if everything's in series, then your throughput is choked. If you had to hook everything in series, you couldn't get anything, or you can get 100% of the use of any of your resources in the game. It would just choke and not be good at all. Chum, chum. Refineries, in my opinion, look like they're probably one of the best machines in the game. And the reason I say that is because they can increase the efficiency of your ingots, of the ingots that you can make. They'll increase the efficiency of they allow you to make synthetic fiber, synthetic shit like that. Better concrete, better crystals, smokeless powder, steamed sheets, also a good one. I mean, come on, look at this. You literally add liquid to solid biofuel, and you make the best rocket, like you make the best jetpack fuel ever. on. I wonder how they made the sounds for the refinery. Come on. It may not be required, but I'm just gonna... I might just upgrade them. .2. Gosh. 27.3. I think... Huh. I think that U-pipe was definitely damaging that. I think we're doing great. Yay, turbo fuel's so fun to mess around with when you have a freaking limitless supply of it now, doesn't it? Whee! I've heard rocket fuel's even better. I think we might fix the issue. See, it's at 93%, won't go up. Yep, it's going up. I think it might have been fixed. I think that simple work. I didn't think it'd be that. I didn't think it'd be that simple to work. Or that simple to fix. Wouldn't be surprised if we have some minor blockages down here. Looks like we're doing great. I don't know if we'll need the buffers, but they probably wouldn't be that bad if we actually implemented them. to all that fuel. Oh yeah, speaking of, how's that fuel splicing going on? It's 216. So let's see if it floats back up to 216. Seven. Thank you. That's really great because I took 3 weeks to build this. Built it first, like what, like 2 weeks? And I tore it down and then I replaced it. Yeah, minor issues with the buffer over here. These are going great though. I think after a nice 10 days of work, I finally have achieved 100% throughput. This is great. I did, yeah. So we go here, 300, check, 300, check, 300, check, 300, check, 300, check. Oh wait, close your eyes, close your eyes, close your eyes. Okay, you can open again. Look, this turbo fuel, I hate to waste it. But you know what? I'm sinking it because I'm trying to test my throughputs. Why don't you go through, sink all of it? That's a great question, my child. For that, demands a great answer. I have no idea why I just said that's some cringy ass shit. Hey, in my opinion, it's better to sink it than just outright delete it. Oh my God, I am rolling in coupons. I have never held this many coupons before. I looked at a number like 1 million. How am I ever gonna do that? With shit tons of turbo fuel. Hey, oh man, I need so much turbo fuel. I need to get my fix. Just gotta do here. You know, ready? Just gotta go right here. Hold up auto pickup, and you know, just you know. And I have my favorite fix, and look at this. I celebrate by boosting my happy round. One. Yay! Ow. Guys, it costs like $400, but you can buy a build gun. It's from lizarddoggo.com. I gotta get a build gun. I might make a chest buffer like that. But I honestly don't think we need it, because we're getting 100% throughput at the end. But I'm about to say, oh man, we're all done! No. What about the screws? Every time I have to build, hold on. I may only have, I know I have 300 hours in. I wouldn't consider myself like 100% of a pro, but I wouldn't consider myself 100% of a noob. This is my face every time I have to engineer screws in this game. Be honest with me. This is your face when you have to work with screws in Satisfactory. It's so true because all my other stuff has like a couple belts, like on my big factory back at home. But like for screws, I literally have like 10 Mark IVs that are like 90% full each. My God. Screws. Screws. Oh boy. Without the generators built, these things are gonna suck these batteries dry. We need to stop everything. And boom. Just like that, everything just froze. Yup, I just nailed everything. Refineries stopped. Pumps stopped. Turbo fuel refineries stopped. Unpackaging units for fuel stopped. Packaging units for water stopped. Except for these. And stopped. We need to let this machine recharge. This is a 25 gigawatt hour battery array. I can tell you that because I have a certificate in high voltage battery technician. I literally had to gut everything in this facility and redesign. Okay, everything is stopped. Why do I hear chugging? It's work. Oh, it's just a glitch. Alright, everything is stopped. This cell is a dormant, useless cell. So is this tower. Will the live be saved? Oh, every single one of my lives is saved. Every single live is saved. Every VOD is saved in my channel. Here I can show you my other base. There goes my one of my trains. I may have. Oh, I better be careful. Turbo fuel does not last as long as biofuel. I may have autism, but I didn't get the autism that makes me like trains. I mean, I don't hate trains. I'm not like the guy that like flips like, oh my god. Oh yeah, you need to sleep. Yeah, I'm gonna go to sleep early. I used to stream till like 12. Now I don't. I stop at like 11:20. Thank you. Oh, this isn't my good factory. That is. This factory actually could be demolished right now. I could literally go through it, but I haven't because I've been doing this. Or I've been going and doing this. So yeah, I need to go to bed soon. I'm 20. I don't do kitty bedtime, but I don't like stay up till like freaking 3 gaming. God, I play video games, but I can't imagine staying up at that late of time. Oh, that's gotta suck, dude. Here's the thing: if we really wanted to get our turbo fuel back, boom, look at that. It is a bit expensive. I think we did it. We got it. We got every little build in the game. Everything we can do. Now, honestly, when it comes down to tickets, the things we need to get are these things right here. Adequate pioneering.
Congratulations on purchasing this statue. It is a truly spectacular and one-off event. If you believe you have heard this message before, please examine yourself for signs of temporal anomalies.
adequate. Imagine being described as adequate. Ooh. I don't know why I got rid of my thing. Okay, guys. Now, look. I know it's embarrassing. My camera's covering it up. Not because I'm embarrassed. Because that's really the best spot for my camera. But, please don't hit the rail. Ow. Right, everything is now shut off. So guys, let's see. It's about 10:41, but I think I can have about half an hour. I'll give myself about half an hour of working. I'm gonna go get some Gatorade because my weight Tootsie Rolls to celebrate. Okay, now, honestly, chap, I think the final thing we can do is build rebuild the generator cells, and rebuild the control tower. You know, I'm not gonna lie, our control tower can look a lot better. Look at it. It looks nice, but we could do better. Make it more dominating. Make it more beautiful. Make it more awesome! Honestly, it's got an odd shape as well. Yeah. So I want to experiment with building what I like to call the FGC545X2. Alright. Yeah, honestly, I'm like, oh man, we're now done? No, we're not. We just got, like, 2/3 of it done. We're on Act 2. We just gotta finish up Act 3. Build those generators. And, by the way, that's 35 generators. We have to build 200. Now, I know exactly what people are going to tell me. Race, just overclock the generators. Okay, but here's where I'm gonna say no. If I build 200 generators now, no 100% overclock. Here's the great thing about that. Is that if I overclock those generators, that is essentially like making 500 generators, which is almost the amount of generators required to consume the rocket fuel if every ounce of turbo fuel was consumed in the rocket fuel. So here's where I'm going with this. If I build 200 generators, non-overclocked at all, that means that if I come back and I can overclock the generators, like when I can overclock the generators when I get the ability to manufacture those power crystals. That will be very, very crucial in me developing a. It could literally double the output of this facility. So I'm gonna build an experimental cell right now. Honestly, I might come close to like getting rid of the experimental apparatus. Okay, so we're gonna start building my experimental cell. Yeah, before before I do that, I'm gonna go get some biofuel because this is pissing me off. I don't need I need horizontal space, not vertical space. Sorry. Ugh. Wait. We can combine this shit with turbo fuel. If I'm not wrong. And it fires faster than your traditional ammo. We have a ton of those casings somewhere. Yeah, we have a lot right here, look. Ow. Ah! And this is gonna be a big ass generator cell. I'm gonna get off in a couple minutes. Ten, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know why it's not doing this thing. One, two, three. God, this machine. Nine, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's see, that is about 15. Blocks top. I'm actually push it out on one more block. For all the parts from these generators and use them for this is again my time here is limited. I'm going to use this for the experimental cell. You see, I can actually make things more efficient by squeezing the spaces right here. I don't think I have to have the. Even if I have to have pumps to pump this shit up into a higher level, I think I'll still have a lot of. What do you call it? Oh. Still have a lot of. What do you call it? I can't think what I was going to say. But I still have a lot of power to spare. Okay, so here's what I'm going to cut off today, guys. So this is what I'm calling the prototype FGC 7-545X2. Why is it called that? Because, so 545, 5 at the bottom, 4 in the middle, and 5 on the top. An interwoven style to increase efficiency on a vertical scale. Also, we had 7 megawatts, and there are 2 rows of them. Now, if you think this is okay, I see where you're going to build this. We're gonna do this 7 times. I could do a blueprint, but look how big this thing is. This is the final challenge. This little tiny insignificant challenge could be the difference between us getting 40 gigawatts and not. Also, it might take a shit ton of time to fill each unit, but I might go for I'm gonna go for a buffer at the end, of course. Let's see, a buffer at the end could supply 10. Let's see, 7.5. $300 divided by 75. Oh no, 400 divided by 75. 5 minutes. A small buffer could supply the amount of fuel to power these things for 5 minutes. So another thing I might do is I might actually build buffers in between. And again, it might take a shit ton of time to fill the buffers, but just realized that here's a problem with the machine I'm building. I might have to actually back up the field. I might actually have to back up the generators. I should definitely make a ton of turbo fuel buffers, big buffers to start injecting. For example, if I inject the amount of turbo fuel that it needs, like the exact amount, then it's not gonna work correctly. But if I can inject way more than it can actually consume, and I could saturate the pipes that way, that'd be great. I.e. You know what? What if I could build a giant array of these boxes right here, then start filling these up with actually, a single one of these boxes could store 4,800 cans of turbo fuel. You know what I'm thinking? What if, you ready for this? Maybe, what if we store a shit ton of turbo fuel, and then we actually convert this machine right here that packs them up. We convert and reverse engineer it, or reverse it, to actually start unpacking. We have 40 of those machines. That will produce 1,200 a minute. 1,200 bonus turbo fuel a minute until it runs out. The only problem is we only got a certain amount of time until the power is gone, and the batteries. So the batteries actually need to be recharged. we go. These are gonna actually start charging. Still got a good amount of power, but I want to get as much shit as we can get. And as much charge as we can get. Those actually, those actually aren't bad. I will think about, I'm gonna definitely put big ass buffers at the top. Yeah, whatever, I will have to pump it back up. I really don't give a shit. Alright, chat. See you guys tomorrow. I don't know how much we're gonna play, but my goal is to get those generators. We're gonna finish that prototype cell. We're gonna get a lot of. You know what? Honestly, that cell can. Let's see. If we do 20 generators times 7.5. We're getting 210 a minute, so we can actually slow down the rate of which these build up if we divert most of the turbo fuel into those generators over there. Thanks for watching. Let's sign out today. I think tomorrow, if we get on these generators, we can definitely do good. By the way, Monday is Martin Luther King Day, so that's a free day. A free day. We could just start working. So you know what? Tomorrow, we go to bed early, so that way we can get up on like 8, and we just start hammering out these batteries. Not batteries, but these generators.